There is a word circulating among young men that would have fascinated Nietzsche. Looksmaxxing. The systematic optimization of physical appearance. Jaw exercises. Skincare routines. Gym regimens calculated to the millimeter of muscle symmetry. Fashion choices analyzed through the lens of social media feedback loops. On the surface, it appears to be self-improvement. The pursuit of the best possible version of oneself. Discipline applied to the body. Structure imposed on chaos. These are, in many ways, Nietzschean values. The will to power made visible. But Nietzsche would not stop at the surface. He never did. He would look deeper. He would ask the question that transforms this entire phenomenon from self-improvement into something far more troubling. The question is not, are you improving? The question is, who are you improving for? And the answer to that question, for most people engaged in Looksmaxxing, is devastating. They are improving for the herd. This is the central paradox of modern self-improvement culture. It presents itself as an act of individual sovereignty, taking control of your appearance, your health, your attractiveness. But the metrics by which success is measured are entirely external. Jawlines are rated on scales created by strangers. Physiques are evaluated by algorithms that optimize for engagement. Fashion choices are validated by likes and comments. The goal is not to please yourself. The goal is to be seen as pleasing. And that distinction makes all the difference. Here is the uncomfortable question that Nietzsche forces us to address. Can you become an Ubermensch through Looksmaxxing? The answer is no. Profoundly no. And understanding why reveals everything about the difference between genuine self-overcoming and the performance of self-overcoming. The Ubermensch does not seek the approval of others. The Ubermensch creates their own values and lives by them, not in opposition to the herd, but in complete indifference to the herd. The herd's opinion does not matter. Not because the Ubermensch is arrogant. Because the Ubermensch has built an internal structure of meaning that does not depend on external validation. The Ubermensch does not need to be looked at. The Ubermensch does not need to be rated. The Ubermensch does not care whether you find them attractive, impressive, or worthwhile. Now compare this to Looksmaxxing. The entire enterprise is built on external validation. Every jawline measurement is a request for approval. Every gym selfie is a plea for recognition. Every outfit choice is calibrated to the anticipated reactions of others. This is not self-overcoming. This is herd morality dressed in gym clothes. It is the same psychology that Nietzsche diagnosed in Christianity, the desperate need to be seen as good by an external judge, except the judge is now social media instead of God. The impulse is identical. Only the deity has changed. But here is where the analysis must become more nuanced. Because Nietzsche also believed in discipline. He believed in the cultivation of the self. He believed that the body, the physical, material reality of your existence, is the foundation of everything. He would not have opposed exercise, grooming, or the desire to be strong and healthy. These things, in themselves, are expressions of the will to power. They are affirmations of life. The distinction is in the motivation. If you are building your body because you want to be capable, because strength is a value you have chosen for yourself, because discipline is a virtue you hold independently of what anyone else thinks, then you are on the Nietzschean path. If you are building your body because you want to be seen as attractive, because you want validation, because you want the herd to approve of you, then you are not overcoming anything. You are just asking for permission in a different language. This is the line between self-creation and self-marketing. The self-created person does not need an audience. The self-marketed person cannot exist without one. And the tragedy of Looksmaxxing culture is that most participants cannot tell the difference. They have been so thoroughly conditioned by social media that they genuinely believe external validation is the same thing as internal satisfaction. They have confused being looked at with being alive. So what is the Nietzschean alternative? It is not to neglect your appearance. It is not to reject the body. It is to own your choices fully, without needing anyone else to sign off on them. The question you must ask yourself is brutally simple. If you could never post another picture. If no one would ever see your physique. If the jawline and the fashion and the carefully cultivated image would exist only for you, would you still do it? If the answer is yes, you are building yourself. If the answer is no, if the effort only makes sense in the context of being seen, then you are building a mirror. And mirrors do not have selves. They only show other people what they want to see. Nietzsche's ultimate command is to become who you are. Not who the algorithm wants you to be. Not who the comments section approves of. Not who gets the most validation from strangers on the internet. Who you are. And becoming who you are requires something that Looksmaxxing culture, for all its discipline, almost never provides, the courage to be unseen. Because here is the truth that the herd will never tell you. The Hyperborean, Nietzsche's ideal, does not optimize for visibility. The Hyperborean does not need to be famous, or attractive, or validated by the masses. The Hyperborean has left the labyrinth. The Hyperborean is beyond the reach of public opinion because public opinion is just the herd's voice, and the herd's voice means nothing to someone who has built their own values from the ground up. Can Looksmaxxing be part of that journey? Perhaps. But only if you are honest enough to admit